Hey, yo, it's Cash on the Hood. And you're listening to a podcast about art, hustle, and a little demolition derby. We're here with Todd Siopa. Say hi, Todd.
Hello. hello.
That's right. And we're here with restaurant entrepreneur Kelly O.
Hi, everybody.
So we were just talking about you being single and how how interesting and tough that is. And you were just describing your pressure washing experience, and that's why you're so tired this morning.
Yeah. So what do we talk about after that? I don't know.
Well, we were thinking, Todd and I were thinking about setting up a dating something for you where we set up some single men in front of you.
Yes.
And then you can.
Yes.
Ooh, put some cash on the hood, guys. Let's go.
Dude, Jay, we should do the dating game.
Right.
Win a date with, remember that movie, Win a Date with Tad Hamilton? Win a date with Kelly O.
Nice.
You know?
Ooh. Sounds interesting and sexy.
And what would you want on your date? What if you could pick a date?
Yeah.
If you get.
You know, I'm very down to earth. I'm not a materialistic girl, even though I've spoiled myself a lot. You know, I drive a Mercedes, but I would drive a pickup truck and love it.
Well, that's the guys we would bring.
Or a crash car. I want to do a derby car.
Derby car.
Well, these guys they're all derby drivers. So
Yeah.
So you got something to talk about at least for a little while.
At least for a little bit. Yeah.
Derby drivers and artists. That's all we got.
Well, we have both really good derby drivers and artists with me right now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, would you prefer a movie or a walk?
I would prefer a walk.
Okay.
Good job. Good job asking that because I don't watch TV too much. I'm a very busy person.
Okay, so do you want to go to a restaurant where you dress up for your date, or do you want to be dressed down for your date?
I like to dress casual dress. I don't really love the Cinderella dress. I think that's kind of.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm asking is, do you want to be taken out where you're seen, or do you want to be alone?
Well, that depends. Kind of on what time of day, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, because some girls, when you're dating, they want to be taken out and be shown around and be seen.
I like both. But, you know, if someone's going to take a girl like me out, you're going to be interrupted by a lot of people because I'm very well known.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not going to get my full attention if I'm out in a very well-known place because I'm going to be stopped by people.
And that's fun.
It is fun.
I think that'd be wonderful.
It takes a really strong guy, though, baby, for them to be able to go, oh, God, she's talking again.
That's why they make drinks.
Yeah.
I can drink and wait.
Plus, Kel loves a lot of music. You know, different genres of music, and she likes. Weren't you backstage with Rage Against the Machine or one of those groups?
Yes,
you know?
I hosted Rage Against the Machine at my diner, and then went to 2 concerts with them.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I love music.
Tell me about that.
Yeah.
So one day, Guy Fieri calls and says, "I need you to do me a favor." And as you all know, I've been on the Food Network, so I would do anything for him. He is my true life hero. If there is truly a Superman or a Spider-Man or anybody that's Guy Fieri to me.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and he gave me the boost of advertisement that nobody else could touch.
Mm-hmm.
No money could touch what Guy gave me. And so when he asks for something, a favor, of course you would do it. He's a sweetheart. So I was like, okay, what? He's like, go to your diner. I'm like, which one? I have 3. And he's like, the Strip. Go to the Strip. I said, who is it? He said, you'll see when you get there. Well, I couldn't believe it was Rage Against the Machine, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were like, you know, here's tickets for you. Make sure you come to the show. Jason Grilli met me down there. You know, you guys know Jason Grilli was our closer, pitcher for the Pirates for a long time. He's one of my best friends too.
Mm-hmm.
He came with me and they gave us tickets for that show. The next day was Friday, so we went to that show, and they also told us to, you know, come down to North Carolina. That was the show after. So we went there because Guy was going to be there. Guy was on the phone with Rage whenever whenever they were at my diner. And so he said, tell them I'm going to be in North Carolina. So we went down to North Carolina. We hung out with Guy on the soundboard, his family, his son Hunter. All of his cousins were there. They had just flown in from North Carolina. We met them out in the parking lot, followed them in down through the floor and stood on the stage with them and hung out with them most of the night. I've been blessed just to be part
intense.
of. Yeah. I mean, Rage Against the Machine, if anybody's never been to one of their shows, I know that they have a little political venue going on there, but I have to tell you, there wasn't a person in the crowd that was not engaged in their show. Like I had never been to a Rage Against the Machine show.
It's good.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that I got to go to 2. They were both the highest energy concert I've ever been to in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, it was incredible. And I was glad I got to go, and then, right after that, I went out to Guy's house for some fundraisers. I was with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill and, the other guy I was with I can't remember his name. God, MC Hammer sat next to me at my table, him and his wife.
Nice.
Jason and I drove him back and forth to the resort. Like, I've been blessed to be involved. And then, even after like the weekend, it was a weekend fundraiser and it was for first responders and veterans. They raised $1.4 million in 2 days for them.
Beautiful.
And it was just an incredible event. But every time Guy has a fundraiser, his close people go to his house for a Sunday fun day, which I'm blessed that my invitation's open for that. I go to his house. That was the 3rd time that I'd been to his house.
Well, I hope you take Todd and I next time.
Yeah.
You guys better go with me.
We're gonna show up.
I need
me.
my bodyguards.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna show up.
Yep.
We'll show up in the big truck.
And we'll even have sour paint something out there for him.
Oh, yeah.
Or no,
I'll
Jay.
paint
No.
one of his junkers.
Well,
we need to do that prior to.
How about a sculpt? We got to take it.
We got to do that prior to you.
So
guys.
that's usually in October, November. Am I correct?
I have to get a hold of his.
No, it was
manager
October because I was
see when
going
the
to
next-
go.
It was October.
And it was my 40th year high school
Yeah, it
reunion,
was
so we
October.
didn't go.
It was October.
Which I love my 40th year high school reunion. Although my wife caught COVID there, but
Oh, boy.
but it was great because I haven't seen a lot of my friends that I grew up with. But
My
that was the
40th
only
is this
reason
year.
why we didn't go, or we would be. So next year
Yeah,
or this year,
This year.
Jay, we're going
We're going.
this year.
because I was going to say, when you know what Guy Fieri needs. He needs a space goat or a space squatch hanging in his house, like I have.
And a big sculpture in the yard. Let's do it. I hear exactly. Let's do it.
Yeah, he gets gifts all the time. I have to tell you, when he
I bet.
toured me through his house, he has one wall after the other of just things that people have made for him, gotten for him, or all of his collectibles of being Guy Fieri.
He seemed like a cool guy. I really root for him, and to be successful.
Well, when Guy started and he tried out for the Food Network, he had 3 restaurants just like I did. But because he's a chef, he was able to nail that to the cross. Plus, his personality is just unbelievably outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody fell in love with him right off the bat. So God bless him. He deserves everything and more that he's getting.
Yeah. Kelly, ain't he from Columbus, Ohio?
Yes, he is from
Okay.
out. Yeah.
So, I read once before that like a lot of the restaurants, the chains before they start, they preview in Columbus. Is that true? Like Bravo Kitchen, whatever restaurant is going to be like that's where they start at first. And then if it catches on, and it's like the proving ground for restaurants. And well, obviously Guy did what he did.
Yeah.
With it's Flavor Town, I
Yeah,
believe,
but
right?
he was out in Cali, I think, when
Yeah.
he started Johnny Garlic's. and-
Yeah, right. But I read that the Columbus is like the breaking where they break a new restaurant, and then if it
To
catches
see
on,
if it catches.
yeah, but you got to like him because he's a down to earth Ohio boy. We have a lot of derby friends and family from
Ohio.
from Ohio,
Mhm.
and it's Midwest, but they're nice people like us people in Pittsburgh.
Well, I will tell you, being at his house, he's a car guy.
Yeah, we know.
He has some
I
beautiful cars.
we would love.
I don't know if he'd want to smash any of
I'd
them.
love
but-
to smash all of them. All
Yeah.
right, every one of those pieces of shit.
They weren't.
Jay,
They weren't.
Jay, aren't you going to California soon to do a derby?
It might happen in July. We'll
Okay.
see.
And Guy's in San Francisco, right? Or is he in LA?
North of San.
Okay. Northern California. You need to
Well-
get Guy to a derby out there.
Well, I mean,
Throw
he
him
could
in a
come-
most wanted fine art car.
That'd be cool. That's going to
Yeah.
be at the California State Fair right around that time.
Yeah.
Where is that held at?
Sacramento.
Which is close. Yeah,
Yeah.
about an hour from San
Yeah.
Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the key. Because then you could explain to him what we would. I would love for him to come to the Iron City Nationals, but
me too.
You know,
He's
and
such
he
a busy
probably
guy.
might have a waiver in his contract that he can't do no skydiving,
I'm
riding
sure because
motorcycles
he
or
just
shit. So, but
signed-
I guarantee you, he don't have racing in the demolition derby in there because they just always forget to put that one in.
Right.
You're right. They might not. But I do know that his schedule's so packed full.
Yeah,
He just signed
yeah.
with Food Network
Yeah, yeah,
last year for
yeah,
3 years, and
Yeah.
he got high dollar. So I'm sure they have great stipulations.
yeah.
They also do when I film with them. There is many stipulations that you have to sign the waiver.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
the one stipulation that they did give me was I was allowed to use Food Network and diners, drive-ins, and dives, and his face on anything.
Mm.
Congratulations.
Which was the first time when I filmed the first time, because I filmed twice with him. I was on Triple D Nation as well.
Yeah.
But the first time I filmed, he said, "So I'm getting ready to take off. Do you have any more questions?" I said, "I have one question." He said, "What?" I said, "Can I use the Triple D logo? And can I use the Food Network logo?" And he
Yeah.
goes, "Absolutely." I said, "Guys, call my printer. Have it started printing," because I was ready. I thought I was able to. I mean, why would you be on a? But back then we didn't know, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
he gave me the
Yeah.
all okay approval, and you know, when I thank him for being my hero and for putting me on such a beautiful show, such a show that so many people across the world.
Mhm.
It got me a world famous title. I'm world famous now because of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got the
And-
blue check.
Yeah, I did. You know, just having that is such a blessing. Like it honestly, I'm glad that I have a rapport with him. I'm glad that I could be, involved with things at his home, his family. I'm
Mhm.
very blessed. I'm very blessed that was my goal. I set out to do it and I won.
Mhm.
Just like I'd win if I was in that car.
Mhm.
Nice.
Right.
Nice. All right.
I'm not losing.
Uh-huh.
If you could have your own cooking show, what's the name of it and what would happen? Or would it be a cooking competition? What would you do?
If I could have my own show, I would prefer to watch everybody else cook and taste it. Like, honestly, because I love to cook, but honestly, I don't. I don't. I'll cook if I have someone cleaning up, and I'm a fantastic cook. I can gourmet cook. It's
Mhm.
so many steps. When I'm so little that when I'm hungry now. I don't want to wait another hour.
Right?
You know, and it takes a good hour to whip together a really nice dinner. It only takes 20 minutes, 15 minutes to put together a
So
quick dinner. But so if I were to cook and have a show, I think because I was a single widowed mom and it was so hard to work full time, come home, homework, food, baths, the whole nine, and even to read a book to your children every night. To cook something gourmet is unheard of for a single mom. They can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to simplify for moms out there that are struggling, because all of my friends would say, "You have 3 things in your refrigerator and you made this? Like, how did you do that? This tastes amazing." So I would like to simplify cooking for especially single parents, single dads, single moms that are like, "I don't want to feed them a hot dog every day," because you can't. That's not
Mhm.
healthy.
Right?
but I really would. I would like to take the steps that they think is so hard and show them it's so easy. So if I had a cooking show, that would probably be what it would be, is to help those parents, because, both parents work today. So it's not just single parents anymore. It's the family is struggling to feed their kids. So they're stopping and getting food from here, there, everywhere. That's not good for us. It's not healthy.
All right. So a cooking competition show is what you're thinking.
Cooking competition. What could the 3 ingredients that are in your fridge? What could you do with sour cream,
right?
Milk, and
yeah, a bag
I don't
of
know,
flour.
mushroom.
Isley's chipped ham.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, but basic food is comfort food. And that is why I'm so busy, is a comfort food that people crave when they're going to bed at night and they're dreaming. And I've heard a million times, I dreamed about your food last night.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I was like, why weren't you dreaming about me?
back to the single life.
Back to the dating game.
Oh yeah, I've been single a long time.
I like that this dating game and the food company. Like I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
I feel
don't
like
you
the
want to
food-
eat when you're done having
my-
fun? Because I know everybody else
I
does.
do. And then take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, look. It's the whole package, and she cooks.
Yeah.
And she cooks.
Yeah.
You know?
This is perfect. I feel like we can have this competition.
Yeah.
We should. So if the Food Network's listening, you already have our number,
right.
right?
Or
That's awesome.
or what's the one I've been on yours when I sampled the turkey pot
Oh yeah,
pie
you
soup.
were on the Triple D Nation.
Yeah, the last one, and it was like, remember, it was during the pandemic. And,
Oh yeah,
and we had to
were
wear
only
a
allowed
mask.
6 people in there.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
It was awful filming.
But,
there was no customers allowed. It was
yeah.
awful filming.
So we need to reach out to Andrew Zimmern with Bizarre Foods, because I've been on his show twice. We need to get him. We need to get him to do a Kelly-O episode too.
Ooh yeah,
You know.
let's do it.
Yeah. You know who I wish was still alive would be what's the guy that and Anthony Bourdain. He just seemed like a cool dude to meet and know that, passed away or
Aw.
committed suicide, but he just seemed like he would be a cool dude to sit and talk to,
Well, since I'm a suicide victim and we're on a podcast, that is probably one of the hardest things in the world to go through, especially if you're the person that's struggling. Because me being the victim, yes, it hurts, but to watch someone else suffer so badly. Yeah, anybody needs help, please reach out to your closest friend. Things change in your mind in 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all it takes. Change your brain thought. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true.
I lost my best friend to suicide, and it was tough. You know what I mean?
I lost my best friend, too, and my children's father to suicide.
It's just, I was just writing an RIP to him yesterday on a derby
Aw,
car. You know
I'm
what I mean?
so sorry for your loss.
I mean, but it was years ago, but it's forever in that.
It's forever, and they don't.
He
You don't.
used to always say, I have a permanent solution to a temporary problem. He
Oh.
was always out there,
Oh,
like, talking about it.
that
you know,
gave me goosebumps.
It's always,
Oh.
like, so I would take him around. I took him to Texas. I just tried to show him that there was more to life. But that rubber band snapped him back to that location each and every time. I mean, I could just never shake him.
Sometimes, without professional help, that it takes a hold of you, and there's no changing their mind, which is unfortunate.
It is. And, like, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to respect that opinion because that's tough.
Well, I do think that we all have our own journey, and you have the will to survive, because all of the trauma that I went through, I took all of that bad and turned it into positive, and y'all look where I'm at. I
Mhm.
could have been the mom that said, I can't take care of these kids anymore. They're too much for me. They were 8 years apart, and I have a stepson, Greg, he's older, so he wasn't in the household at that point. But, I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. I didn't want to talk about it to people. I was embarrassed. I was mortified. And here I was, brokenhearted, someone that I loved and adored, and my children's father. and he exited the ride on me. And I was like, wait a minute, now what do I do? You know, and for a while I was very upset, but you know, it wasn't 2.5 years later that I said, I'm getting away from alcohol, all the drugs, because a bar has all of that with it. And I'd been a bartender for 10 years at that point, but I'd been in the business since I was 13. I never left the restaurant bar industry. And, you know, I just wanted to run. I wanted to run from everybody, but I didn't. I planted my feet. I made my goals. I followed my dream of owning my own restaurant, and I'm very successful because of it. And I'm glad that I took that negative and turned it into positive energy.
Yeah, you cooked your way right out of it. Didn't you?
I sure did.
You know,
I sure did. 12 straight years I never left that line.
She sure did.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that's the way. That's how I think about my life. I painted my way in. I had to paint my way out.
You have
know
to,
what I mean?
yeah, because we're not getting out of here without exiting this ride.
Right?
Yeah.
We have to leave it, and it's what we do. It's all about mindset. What are you doing with what you have?
Well, I know that Todd is always very generous in his listening and taking care of people who are having difficulties. And you've watched Todd do that through the years, haven't you?
Todd has been my ride or die for a long time. I have brothers, but friendship is different than brothers sometimes. And Todd is closer to me than a brother could ever be. His wife is very sweet, very kind, that knows that we're really good friends, as well as Phil's wife. Because I'm not trying to take their man. They're there for me. They're uplifting me. They're supporting me. They're giving me what I need to be able to know that there are real men out there. And that is, you know, they had true love marriages. They love their wives hard. And I admired that with both of them. But we just clicked, and he has supported me so greatly that, you know, we even work out in the morning with the same trainer at the gym. And it's just a blessing to have such a true, wonderful, good-hearted male figure, takes care of his kids, takes care of his wife, takes care of his business, takes care of his friends. Like, this guy couldn't do more for people. He does a lot for so many people that I'm thankful this guy is one of my best friends. Very thankful.
Yeah.
That's what people know him for. They know him because he cares.
He'd drop whatever he's doing and say, I got you right now. I got you. I'm scooping you right now.
No. That's somebody did it for me. And I like to pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
And you never, but the bottom line is, here's the deal. I never forget where I come from.
Me too.
Never forget where I
Me
come from.
too. You guys have a huge tennis shoe fetish because my tennis shoes were so gross and holes in them when I was a child. So now I have all brand new shoes.
Yeah. No, and
so you never forget where you came from.
Like the hood, you know. Jason knows, Rankin, Pennsylvania. You know, and we try to better that community. Jason does with his community in Garfield, and
so are you.
You know, I never forget where I come from.
No, me either.
You know, yeah.
Thank God for people like you, though, Todd, because, you know, when people are brokenhearted and another person with a big heart reaches out, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I know, because he goes to church, he goes to meetings. We talk about the times that we've had that were struggles in our life.
Yeah.
And those are still struggles even today.
Yeah, they are.
Because him and I went through the list of things we thought were fun yesterday. We can't touch anymore. We can't have any of that type of fun anymore.
Yeah, it's like it's
right.
probably called growing up too. You know,
Right.
you know that's a whole different podcast on recovery.
Let's get
that,
one of those too.
But we went from up to down, and then, you know, now we're back going up again to like Kelly O, and it's almost like. You can, I like when she says that she's met somebody and then she'll give me the whole rundown. And then, you know, I'm like, even my wife said, that's our third daughter, you know? so we watch out for Kelly O. We watch out for Kelly O. But like, I mean, but she, you know, like you said, you know, I think we should definitely do the dating game. Who wants to win a date with Kelly O? World famous Kelly.
Dude, we're gonna have to put more cash on the hood for that. I'll
Yeah.
see you. No, just kidding.
Well, that's why I asked if you liked walks.
I love walks. I love outdoors. Period. I love to fish.
Yeah.
I've been in a few fishing tournaments. A marlin tournament in Key West.
Yeah, you have
They
a boat.
asked me to. No, my buddy does down there. A really nice boat. And they asked me to come back this year, but depends on how things go for this summer. If I can get in there, I'm trying, but.
All right. Well, we have a list now. We've started. We're going to guys. Now we're going fishing. Like, what a list.
You guys want to be on my team?
Of course.
Do you get seasick? First of all, I need to know if you get seasick.
I do.
You can't be on my team.
Mm-mm.
It's 3 straight days, 8 hours a day on the water.
Mm-mm. I'm
I
good.
can't. Nope.
Oh,
Jason's an Army guy, not
they
a Navy
can get
guy.
banged up in a car, but they can't go on this
Oh,
rocking
man,
boat.
No,
no.
I am of the opinion I need to be able to just step off that ride.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm sick, just because I can't be
Yeah.
cooped up. You put me in a space where I can't
You know what, Jay?
leave that
I
space.
find that interesting because your wife's family's in the shrimp boat business, and you've been on them before, you know, and you get sick.
I do not get sick, but I also never went on an overnight trip.
Oh yeah, no,
So I never
Yeah.
wanted to go on the overnight trip. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll go out.
I don't like the
there.
water at nighttime on
Yeah.
a boat. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
I love to be able to be on the boat and just be in the middle of the ocean. And honestly, you have to disconnect from the world because your cell phone doesn't work when you're out.
Mm-hmm.
You go 2 miles out, there's no more cell phone service, right? There's no cell phone towers out there.
Right.
Mhm.
So I like to disconnect from the world since I've been in the public my whole life, talking 7 days a week. I would prefer to just chill. And then when that line hits and you hear that zing and you don't know what's on the other end until you get it. Well, the captain and the mate kind of know because of how it goes out, how the zing is and all that. They kind of know what we're catching. But to me, I call that Pandora's box because you never know what you're bringing up. And sometimes they don't know either, you
Yes.
know?
I went on a fishing trip once, and you should put this on your bucket list. I went bow fishing in Lafitte, Louisiana, which is below New Orleans. It's like the swamp.
Yeah.
And it starts at 3 a.m. So I wasn't emotionally prepared because we had an art opening the night
Spear
before.
fishing?
Bow fishing? You're shooting a bow and arrow?
Yes,
Into-
it's spear fishing.
Is that what it's spear fishing? Okay, so it's a fan boat. There's lights all on the bottom of the fan boat. It shines down into the murky,
Mhm.
muddy waters of the Mississippi as it's flowing out. The prawns have like red eyeballs because how they're reflecting
Yeah.
the light. So you have to buy a permit to get on that fan boat. And so all of us, we just come from this art opening, and they talked us into going this charter. And we got on the boat. We'd buy the permit, and everyone has allowed like 16 fish or something. So I shot that bow and arrow probably 2,000 times.
I was going to say, did you
I
get
missed
anything?
Everybody missed. Everybody missed. I think one person got one.
Dude, that sounds interesting. I've
But
not
the
done that yet.
captains were like on the perch standing above the motor, and they pulled our entire permit. Like they would watch us like miss, and then you just zoom, they'd get it, pull it out. They
Ah.
never missed.
Oh,
They kept telling us how it's the refraction in the water. You have to aim high or aim low, whatever it is, because how the
yeah, the
light.
water messes with your eyes
Mhm.
of where it's at.
Yeah, so I was just, and so if you really just nail it and drive it into the earth, now it becomes an anchor point on the boat. So the fan boat has to like spin around and try to pull that arrow out of the mud.
Oh, no.
And the whole time I'm like, I'm gonna fall off this thing, and like, how deep is this mud? And then the fog came in, and my wife was done. She's like, "Are we done with this fishing experience?" It's like 5 a.m. I'm tired. The fog's coming in. And the guy's like, "We don't get back to the dock now. It'll be like 11 a.m. because we just don't know where we're going." So they managed to know, like, because it's like just little tiny little islands. They knew their way
Yeah, they
back
do.
to the dock, and oh my goodness, and that was the most craziest fishing experience I ever
So
went
you
on.
didn't get to eat that day.
No, I watched them skin whatever fillet 60 fish in front of me.
Oh, well, So how many people were on the boat?
There was 6 of us on the boat, 4 of us gringos.
But the captain and the mate got
Yeah.
all your fish for you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that way they pulled the legal permit. They just shot all of our fish for us because we missed so many times.
That's funny.
So that way they came back to the dock, and that way they can make their money. They made their money from not only taking us out, but they made their money on getting all the fish that we paid the permits for.
Yeah, because most of the time, fishermen, you couldn't possibly eat all those fish. So most of the time, they sell to the local restaurants, and that's how the local restaurants get their fresh fish for the night down around the ocean.
I've been with the mushroom people who search out the mushrooms and sell them to the restaurants.
What
Those
kind of
foragers.
mushrooms, Jace?
The morels.
The morels. Did you find any?
I hang out with a dude who calls himself the Mushroom Man. He's got like 8 kids. Randy Danielson, you might have met him.
Well,
But he'll
Randy needs
sell-
to take me morel hunting because I need to know. But I think I kind of got it down to it's all a science, actually.
Yeah, you got to watch the weather. You got to know
Yes.
when it's going to be. and
Ground
where-
temperature has to be 50. Yep, has to be after a rain,
But-
under certain trees.
Yeah, that's it. And then I would ride around the city,
Hmm.
and we would sell the mushrooms at the back door of all the restaurants.
That's awesome. They're very delicate and very delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's telling me how he has to buy a permit, and, that way he's legally allowed to do
Just
this.
sell them.
For the insurance in case he
Yeah, in
sold you
case-
some janky mushrooms.
Well, because there's a mushroom out there that looks exactly like a morel, but not really.
Mm.
It resembles it, and it isn't like the head isn't on the stem. It's actually detaches from the stem.
Mm.
Where a morel is kind of grows with it.
Mm.
And a morel has a hollow. It has a hollow stem, where the other mushroom that looks like a morel does not. It's solid.
Holy shit! Look at the big mushroom brain on Kelly. She knows all about that.
Well, I know a
I'm sitting here
little bit
like,
about
what?
everything. A little bit. I'm not an expert on anything, but I know a little bit and enough to get me through this world on everything.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's why I was like, I wonder if you've ever met Randy at the back door of one of your restaurants. And,
I don't think I've met Randy yet.
but that's how he supports his having 8 kids. Is he takes them all mushroom hunting as a family.
That's
one
really
of their
awesome.
hustles.
That's really awesome because morels are really hard to find if you don't know how to. And so you really got to hunt for them and you got to know the location.
Well, that's what it is. He's got 30 plus years, and
So
he knows all the
exactly.
spots. He knows them all. So I thought,
Randy, you're going to have to take Kelly tagging along. I'll be your 9th kid. I'll even help you cook.
nice. No, that's I always found that interesting. I never knew there was such a thing. So right now I'm finding out the microgreens are something that you can grow and sell to restaurants.
Microgreens are a big thing. They're very healthy. They're very, very, very healthy, and they are a big thing for a lot of restaurants. I was just in Tulum, Mexico, and same thing. They are selling people have a business where they grow the microgreens and sell them to all the restaurants. It's huge. That's a huge thing.
Well, that's something I've been talking to Rowdy about. Like, what can we do as a father-son team? And I wanted to grow microgreens, and we're still thinking about it.
Why think about it? Just do it.
Let's.
Do you know, if I would have thought about opening Kelly O's restaurant, I would still be thinking about it. I didn't. I wanted to do it. I just jumped off the cliff and did it.
Mhm.
My parachute opened.
Well, we have a lot of ideas. We're going to sell ice cream out of the back of an old truck. We have a lot of entrepreneurship ideas.
Ooh, I do too. We need to talk.
Mm.
My son's real good at selling, so I want to get him out there in the street selling.
Yeah, you should. You
He's
should.
good. The first Friday, he sells stickers and coloring books, and he manages to get $1 out of everybody's pocket. He's amazing like
I
that.
mean, I was the girl selling fireballs in school when I was little, so I'm not going to lie.
Mhm.
Those little fireballs, those little jawbreakers.
One of my favorite candies.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it is. I literally would sell them
Mhm.
in school. I have one, 10 cents.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's what we thought our producer Brian was going to tell us about his son in the prime. Not so much. No, he's not making money. He's giving it away.
Yeah.
No, that's
What's
not,
his
that's wrong.
son do?
I think he's still in school, right? Still 8th, 10th grade.
Yeah.
He's 11. He's 11 years old. That's Rowdy's age. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, so we'll stop right here. I want to thank you for episode 2. You did really wonderful. I know we jumped
Thank
all
you.
over the map there.
That's okay.
And I think the listeners probably will enjoy that. That's pretty cool.
All over the map. They probably will.
They're
Don't
like-
forget, find your map to PA or these derbies.
Yeah.
All right, tell them how they find you on social media and where all your restaurants are, please.
Social media, you would find me on Instagram and Facebook, kellyos.com. It's Kellyos Pittsburgh on Instagram, but it's kellyos.com for our website. I'm in Pines Plaza. On Perry Highway. I'm in the Strip District, and I am also in Warrendale, PA.
Do you have any future filming dates coming up? Anything you're allowed to tease us with?
Not yet, but it's coming. I'm pretty sure pretty soon.
Good. Well, I mean, we'll see you July 1st at the Iron City Nationals, right?
Oh, I'll be there. I'm not missing it. I'm your headlining sponsor.
Yeah. That's right.
Todd, how about your socials?
We're just Iron City Promotions, Iron City Nationals. It has a page on Facebook, and then we have Ciopa Racing, which we just went over 21,000 followers last week, and and then we have the Iron City TV, which we do pay-per-views, and yeah, that's just about it for our social media. Oh no, we have Ciopa Nation TikTok.
Yes.
So yeah, I think Kelly, you have a TikTok too, right?
I do have TikTok. Yeah, I'm on
So-
TikTok as well.
It's addictive.
It is addictive.
Yeah.
It is addictive. I went viral. I found an older, elderly woman
Yeah.
in the woods, lost, couldn't get up the hill. It was 90 degrees, getting ready to monsoon flood Pittsburgh. And I was walking and heard this cry for help, and I thought I was being set up. I thought someone was like calling me to like set me up because I was in the woods. Turns out I saved this lady's life, and I just had happened to clip a video, 2 videos to send to my daughters because I'm a widow. I wanted her to know where I was in case someone did abduct me. But it turned out it was someone's mother that needed help. And I saved her life, and it went viral on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad to see something like that go viral instead of trash.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because everybody has a mom, everybody has a grandma. And I was glad that I saved someone's mom. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
They're looking out for you.
Yes.
The world's got their eye on you.
Yes.
This universe. And
The
you are
universe.
connected.
I am connected with the universe.
I
I'm
can feel it.
very, very connected. Yeah.
Right? All right. Speaking of connected and TikTok, you want to check out Brian Cottington and his Cinema Psychos podcast is 269 episodes strong. He's been doing it since 2016. He's our man running the decks back there. So when you're watching YouTube, it's his edit, and he has to listen to us talk. But he's also on TikTok where they do clips of their podcast, which is pretty interesting and fun. Cinema Psychos, that's Brian Cottington. You want to help him out. And like, share, subscribe, his stuff, our stuff, all that stuff. So stick around. We're going to have a 3rd episode here for you.